Most parents start teaching reading the wrong way, and it's not their fault. Has your child ever pushed a book away or struggled to engage with you when you're trying to introduce reading to them? Well, this video will completely change how you approach it. Hello, I'm Kath King and I'm from EduKing Publishing. I'm an early childhood teacher, teacher educator and author of educational children's books. And today I want to simplify what can often feel like a confusing concept, emergent literacy. Because emergent literacy is not flashcards, it's not worksheets, and it's not practicing letter formation. It actually comes before all of that, and it's the foundation that everything else is built on. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 essential components of emergent literacy using a simple framework called Words Can Pop. And I'm going to show you practical strategies that you can start using straight away. Now, make sure you stay to the end because I'll show you one simple activity that brings all 5 together. Emergent literacy is the development of the skills children need before they can learn to read and write. And research shows that children who develop strong emergent literacy skills are far more successful when they begin reading and later on in school. And children who don't develop these skills often struggle to catch up. And to make this simple, we use the framework Words Can Pop. And each letter represents a key area of early literacy development. So let's go through them one at a time. The first component is words or vocabulary development. Vocabulary is essential because it helps children understand and express ideas. Children with a larger vocabulary can think more deeply and communicate more clearly. And one of the most powerful strategies here is word elaboration. Now, when you come across a new word, don't just say it, explore it. For example, you might explain what the word means. Say what group it belongs to. So is it an animal or is it a describing word? You can use it in a sentence, multiple sentences, and it's important to repeat the word in many different contexts. In Montessori, there are some specific activities we use like nomenclature cards, classification and sorting activities, 3-period lessons, grace and courtesy, which introduces social vocabulary, and even the sensorial shelves, which introduce the vocabulary around the senses. The more a child hears and understands a word, the more likely they are to use it themselves. For example, in My Crazy Cat Colin, there are prompts built in to help you do exactly this during reading. So as you're reading a sentence like, Colin is a calico cat. He was cute and cuddly when he was a kitten, but he grew up to be curious and kind of crazy. Curious means you're keen to know or learn something, and Colin is curious because he likes to learn new things. So you'll see all the way through the book, there are these grey boxes which have suggestions for how you can extend a child's vocabulary of some words that are in the book. The next component is, can you keep the conversation going? Which focuses on reciprocal conversations. This is about the back and forth communication you have with your child. These conversations help children learn how language works, develop social skills, and practice expressing ideas. And a key strategy here is called serve and return. And this means keeping a conversation going for multiple turns, ideally 5 turns each. And one of the most important things you can do when implementing this strategy is wait. Give your child time to think and respond. Instead of asking lots of questions, try making comments. Comments reduce pressure and model language naturally that your child can use. POP has 3 components. The first P is for phonemic awareness, the ability to hear and play with sounds and words. And this is essential for reading and writing. Now, simple activities could include rhyming games, clapping syllables to words, identifying beginning sounds. So, for example, can you hear the D sound when I say dog? Make sure you focus on sounds, not just the letter names, because it's the sounds that children use when they're learning to read and write. The Montessori I Spy game is great at this, and if you would like more information about how to play this with your child and how to use this game for all the sounds in a word, not just the first initial sound, then watch this video next. The next component is oral storytelling, and this helps children understand how stories work. It builds listening skills, comprehension, and imagination. And you can support this by retelling favourite stories, talking about daily events, looking at photos together, or narrating what your child is doing. You're helping them to understand what happened, in what order, and why. Montessori classrooms use story sequencing cards for this aspect of emergent literacy too. Finally, we have print awareness, and this is understanding how print works. So things like how to hold a book, reading from left to right, and knowing that words carry meaning. So some simple strategies include pointing to words as you read, noticing print in the environment, encouraging children to find letters and words. And print is everywhere, and the more children notice it, the more meaningful it becomes. The Montessori sandpaper letters, the movable alphabet, word building with the pink language materials are all ways that this happens in a Montessori classroom. Earlier I mentioned I'd share one activity that develops all 5 of these skills at once, and it's this: shared reading. When you read together and talk about the words that are in the book, have conversations about the story, explore the sounds in the words, explore the print in the words, you're building every part of emergent literacy at the same time. And that's exactly why I created my emergent literacy books like My Crazy Cat Colin, to help parents and teachers apply these strategies easily during reading. And this book is designed to focus on a specific letter sound. It uses rhyme throughout the text. It has new and interesting vocabulary with suggestions of how to explain each new word. And at the back, it has teaching notes explaining how you can implement each component of emergent literacy using the book. So you and your child can watch a video read aloud of this book here, or linked in the description. And if you'd like to support your child using this approach, you can also find my books linked below. If you want to continue building your child's reading skills, I recommend watching this next video where I show you what comes after this stage, and subscribe for more practical ways to support early learning. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.